Now, we know going to gym, we know the health benefits of going to gym because we can see them. What are the health benefits of being mindful or practicing this contemporary mindfulness?
That's a wonderful question. We could probably spend 3 hours just talking about that, because there's a massive amount of data that's being mined, if you will, at the moment. And for the last 30 years, there's been a slow increase in mindfulness-based research, and in the last 12 to 15 years, it's gone exponential. From 2 to 3 papers a year, we are now seeing 50 to 80 papers a month. And we're talking about papers as in peer-reviewed academic papers. And they're looking at different domains in which mindfulness is being used, from healthcare to corporate and business, leadership development, education, primary, secondary, tertiary, sport. It's being even used in sport and politics. I know somebody was taught MPs in the British Parliament mindfulness, which is extraordinary. Google, for example, has a program specifically for their staff. 3,000 people have done this 8-week course in mindfulness called Look Within. They have rooms dedicated in each building on the Google campus to practicing mindfulness and being still and being quiet. So there's a lot of different context in which we're looking, how does it benefit? What is the research show? What are the health benefits? Specifically in the healthcare sector, the main areas, of course, are the effects on the psyche, on the mind, and the effects on the body and medical. And the strongest evidence is in mental health, improvements in mental health. The value in medicine and in biomedical health probably most significantly relate to reductions in stress reactivity and the markers of stress. In terms of mental health, the compelling evidence is that it reduces anxiety, it increases resilience, in other words, the capacity to bounce back when you've been under pressure or struggling, and reduces relapse rates in people with severe depression. That evidence is extremely strong. And depression would be a good example, because depression after heart disease is the most significant chronic illness in the Western world.
Wow. Now, is this evidence to say that maybe psychiatrists and psychologists in South Africa should be practicing mindfulness with their patients? Well,
it would be good if they were practicing it for themselves, and then the way they'd be in relation with their patients would probably be deeply enhanced. I think it would be helpful with certain patients, definitely, to be able to offer them a practice like mindfulness. When we say offer it, there are 2 ways it could be offered: either one-on-one with a clinician teaching it to an individual, or in a group program. The most of the research has been done in what are known as mindfulness-based interventions, which are structured interventions. Usually it's 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks or so, once a week, and then people practice in between the sessions. That's the most well-researched, most commonly structured program. I think it would be presumptive to say that every psychiatrist and psychologist should be teaching all their patients mindfulness. It's not the only thing that is valuable. It's not a panacea to all ills. But because it's so prevalent at the moment, and because it's patient-centered, in other words, it resides, your capacity for mindful presence, mindful awareness, resides entirely in you. It can't be given to you, so it can't be taken away. That it's a capacity like fitness which you can develop yourself for no cost. It's deeply empowering. And in a healthcare system where we're often reliant on other people or on medication or on procedures, it offers an opportunity to engage in a skill and a practice which is based entirely on the inside of us and can be upregulated or enhanced or increased simply by virtue of training ourselves. And in fact, the more we train ourselves in these capacities, the more the brain changes. The basic principle is train the mind, change the brain. And that's been well demonstrated. So I'm sure there will be increasing numbers of psychologists and psychiatrists who will be using these approaches, and certainly from what I've seen from the delegates attending the conference, a fair number of them are psychiatrists and psychologists and other healthcare practitioners.